Well, in our first Changemaker interview, live here from the South Island Agricultural Field Days at Kuwi, we asked for your nominations to send in for where we should go around the field days and find some changemakers. Kicking off is a wonderful young lady based south of Ashburton, franchising a very cool, unique solution in terms of pasture monitoring. I'm here with Katie Barr from GrassCo.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Katie. This is a really cool concept. So let's talk about the traditional method of measuring pasture and then how this solution differs.
Absolutely. So a lot of people still plate meter, or they may have their own CDX machine that they buzz around with. But obviously with that you've got to lose a staff member for a few hours or whatever. So that's one staff member down, whereas I'll come onto the property discreet as, you won't even know I'm there, buzz around your place nice and quickly but efficiently. I'll also check on different things while I'm going around, so if I see like a water pipe's burst or something like that, I'll text that through to you, let you know. So I'm not just there just to measure grass, but I'll also be the eyes of the farm as well. So I'll get that done, and then within the same day you'll get an email once I've left the property with a full data email, with an email with all your data on it, with all your paddocks, so you can have your feed wedge, you can see what's growing, what's not, and we track it over the season. So by the end of the season, you can see which paddocks aren't performing, which ones are, that sort of thing.
And as I mentioned, it is a franchise. So how did you become involved with GrassCo?
So I met Donald a few years ago down in Southland. So it's Donald and Andrea Martin down in Southland. They've been up and running for the last 13 or so years. So they've produced this awesome business. So I worked for them for a few months and then moved back to Canterbury last year and was like, oh my God, there's a massive hole in the market up here for it. So I just approached them and was like, hey, want to sort something out? So we've come to an agreement, and so now we're up and operational in Canterbury, which is awesome.
I've got some technical questions. I'm thinking, okay, so how many hectares can you cover, and what type of time, and in terms of, you were saying the reports turned around so quickly, what sort of results are you seeing and the efficiencies for the farmers that you're working with already?
Well, obviously they're not having to put out a staff member, but like one place I've gone to, he didn't even measure his grass before I came along, so paddocks that he thought were going pretty good, obviously now he's got a quantitative measure each week with like your data, and he's now saying that some paddocks that he thought were performing just really aren't. So now he'll be able to turn those around, irrigate, put more fertiliser on those ones, get them back into the round and growing properly. So
weekly is how often you would contract, and over what part of the seasons?
Yep, so weekly, pretty much all year round, apart from the winter obviously when you're not growing. Once you've dried off, you might want a last minute pasture cover just to see what you've dried off with, and then 1 week before the season kicks off just to get those covers so you can see what you're going into in your first round.
I bet you there's a lot of innovative Canterbury farmers that are saying what else you could bolt on, and the development of sensors and technology.
Absolutely.
Where could it potentially go?
Oh look, the opportunities are endless in that department. I've already started thinking of a few, but I've got to get my client base up and start making money off this machine first, and then I'll work on those bolt-ons afterwards. And
also too, we talk a lot about the big data in farming, but it's always as good as how it can integrate with other systems. How are some farmers utilising that by plugging it in to make those better management decisions? Yeah,
so obviously you get your data each week. Doesn't at this stage bolt on to too many other systems, but obviously going forward I can definitely look into that. So they're just being able to cut silage with confidence. They know what's out there, they're not doing it by eye and going, oh, I think we should be alright, and then finding that actually they've got to go and feed that silage out like a week later or anything like that. So they can feed the cows with confidence, basically.
So for those who are listening along, effectively GrassCo is a plate meter for dry matter levels and pasture quality, but on a trailer behind a truck, so you can get through very efficiently. And there is a video that you can actually see this in action as well. Where can people learn more information, Katie?
So we've got a website, www.grassco.co.nz. I've also got a Facebook page now, so GrassCo Canterbury, you'll find us there. So check us out on those ones.
Fantastic. Katie is definitely worthy of being our very first changemaker here at South Island Agricultural Field Days at Kuwi.
Oh, nice boots.
Yeah, thanks. They're new.
Ben, you alright?
Oh, yeah, sorry, mate. Just meerkatting pretty hard, eh? Yeah, I just said to myself, Ben, work hard. You deserve new boots.